You know what my philosophy is? I'm sorry I'm always late, but I didn't really want to come. I know.
I think I know your mom.
Yes, I know you know my mom.
The following gentleman has been quoted as saying, sometimes to move forward clear the path, you have to start a fire. It is with great pleasure that I introduce to you Dr. Christmas, Bob Pranga.
Hi, guys. I really want to give a big shout out to Kathy and Luann because these two ladies run the chamber, and you know, all of this wouldn't be happening without the two of them, and so I really want to give them a round of applause. And second of all, Ned and Ann, I feel your pain too. I really want to go unnoticed. It is very painful for me to have to put on this red jacket from Project Runway. It's very painful for me to constantly pose for pictures to be on the cover of the Sturgis Journal 23 times. Yeah. I appreciate, first of all, you allow me to do this. I know I make Kathy and Luann very nervous over there because, you know, I don't have a script. So what that means is that I'm just going to talk to you. First of all, I'm going to give you a little backstory. The reason that we kind of got involved here on a very superficial level was that, many of you know, I was approached, my partner Debi Staron and I, which is down there taking glorious pictures of me, I hope, about doing another Christmas special. Unfortunately, most of the time they wanted to film something, it was always during our Christmas season. And see, Christmas, as you know, is a little bit busy, and so while I was home last summer, we were talking about Sturgis Fest. And then the ball started to roll thinking, well, Sturgis Fest is kind of cool. And then I learned for the first time that Sturgis was known as the Electric City. And I thought, well, Christmas and electricity, they kind of go together. Now, I haven't been here in a very long time. And as I started to look around my hometown, I was thinking, wow, we have a lot going here. And I've always said that Sturgis has always been a town that's just waiting for something to happen. We have everything here, but for some reason, it was just kind of just sitting here like this. And I'm a big believer that you either move forward or you move backwards. When you sit still, nothing is accomplished. And so I thought, well, I'm going to come here and see what, you know, I can do within reason. And I started to look around the city. And I started to look at things, and I thought, you know, the Sturgis Young Auditorium, this building is one of my favorites because, you know, we grew up here, and I started to look at it going, you know, our cultural center wasn't used nearly enough. In fact, I mean, when a town's entertainment centers are not being utilized, then the community kind of suffers for it. So I started to think, you know what, I want to do something to help bring attention to that. I was thrilled to see what was happening at the Sturgis Depot. You know, I wasn't here when it was moved, and Leanne and I were in school together, and I was thrilled when I was like going, oh my gosh, look at all this work, look at this cool building now we have on the highest point of town. You know, I've turned my attention, then with every little step, something else presented itself. And in the process of trying to create, you know, activities for Sturgis Fest, I kept looking around going, you know what, that little thing needs attention, this needs some attention. I looked at the Christmere house. The house is what I would say in glorious ruin. And for a house that is so symbolic and so historical, and actually I learned had the same architect as the depot, I kind of got a little affection towards the old place. And I thought, well, how can we get the community inside of it? Now, many people I talked to had never been inside. You may have noticed that the landscaping has been ripped away. You may have noticed that the boards are coming off the windows. It is my goal that the house itself, the boards do not go back on. Because if any of you have not seen the house, or if you have fond memories of the house, and my own grandparents, when they first came from North Carolina, stayed at the house. So there is a personal connection there for me. I encourage you to come this week and see it because it's a pretty cool house. One of the most exciting parts of this week is the fact that we engaged Sturgis High School. I was asked to come speak to the marketing class. My sister Roxanne Persing invited me to come talk to these kids. These kids are phenomenal. Now I have, through the process of getting to know them and hearing their ideas, and many of them would like to stay within the community. And I think that is really important. And I think everybody should really start to pay attention to them because in order for a community to survive, we've got to look to the young now. You know, I tell everybody, myself included, we're in the legacy phase now. The generation coming behind us are going to decide what this community is going to be. Truthfully, in all seriousness, folks, Sturgis is a pretty great town. I mean, I wouldn't come back here and do all of this if I didn't believe in its people, believe in its family, and believe in the community. I wanted to explain to you all what I was here for. I mean, I'm here to work for you guys. I'm here to start some fires. I'm here to ruffle some feathers. Somebody said, you know, you're not going to make many friends, and I really don't believe that. But I also told them, I said, I didn't come here to make friends. I came here to help people. I'm asking you all to join me, join the city, join the chamber, join your neighbors, and just come out and let's have a little good time this week. Thank you.